Hey guys, it's Ken, and I've got an abs and glutes class for you. You don't need any equipment for this one, so just kind of find a place on the floor. You might need a little bit of space to move around for the end stuff, because at the end we're going to integrate everything in a standing position, but otherwise you don't need very much space. So, starting off, it's going to be 10 of each in this series. We're going to go through this twice. Turn to face you this way. So, we're going to start off with traditional bicycles, but first let's stretch out nice and long. Give yourself a nice deep breath in. And exhale, lengthen down through the hip bones. Just feeling all that length through the front of the hips, so you're not tensing out. One more time, deep breath in. And bring both knees up to a tabletop position. Start to feel the lower abdominals start to engage. And before we go into our bicycle set, go ahead and take the arms down nice and wide and just give your lower back a couple of easy twists. Really feeling your hands pushing into the floor. Just make sure that the upper body is getting a little bit of stability as we just kind of loosen everything up. Start to be aware of the lower portion of your spine, right here, the lower lumbar spine. Start to really find that area really centered and connected. It may be hitting the floor, but it should definitely be feeling like there's a solid connection and it's nice and strong every time we come back to center. We're gonna hold on to that as we start our series. One more time, bring it all the way back to center. Hands go behind the head, and we're going to start off with bicycles. Now I call this bicycles 3 ways. We're just trying this out for beginners right now. Just easy twist, opposite elbow to knee. There's 3 different variations on this twist though. Let's go and experiment with it. The next one is going to be take a little bit of the twist away. So instead of going elbow to knee, think of going shoulder to knee, so it's a little bit more lifted, a little less twisted. You should feel a little bit more work happening in front of the abdominals. And then the third variation is no twist and all lift. So it's nose to the knees. So 3 different variations. Elbow to knee, shoulder to knee, nose to knee, okay? 10 on each side all the way through. Starting with the elbow to knee. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Keep this going. Now we're going to go shoulder to knee. A little bit more lift. And 2, and 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7. And erasing a little bit more of the twist. We go nose to knee. Right now, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. This one should hurt the most. 4, 3, 2, and 1. From here, we're going to go into a jackknife. Either hands behind the head or you can go arms long, whatever feels right to you. You're going to be going into a place where you can either bring the elbows to the knees. I'm trying to lift my tailbone a little bit off the floor and then extend all the way out. So that could look like a couple of different things for you. Either here, it could be just a toe tap. The emphasis for this particular exercise, we're trying to peel the tailbone a little bit off the ground, right? It could be a full long lever jackknife, whatever feels right to you. As long as that abdominal is trying to push into the floor and lift the tailbone, we're gonna go for 10 of those jackknives. Any variation. 1, 2, really focusing downward. 3, down into the ground. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right? We are going to be doing all of these again, back to back, later on, but now we're going to move on to something familiar. We already did the twists. If those felt good to you, you can go and stay in this knee bent position. Otherwise, you can take it all the way to a straight leg and go in for full twists. If that's too much torque on your stomach, you could just keep your arms wide and drop one leg and then the other. It's going to turn that transverse abdominal on. All right, so any variation, bent at any degree. Ready? 10 each direction. So that could be here. 1. The exhale brings your knees back to center. 2. Or it could be long lever. I'm on my 3rd one. And remember, You want to have pressure on the floor with your arms. That upper body integration into the core is intentional. Hold that one. 6. Exhale brings you back to center. And I kind of lost count. But you're counting out 10 each side. We'll call this one 9, I guess. And then one more time each side. We only got one more exercise in this series. And bring it back. Okay. The last one is from my gymnastics days. It's called a hollow rocker. And basically it's the position that you would be tumbling in where your abdominals are super engaged. So you're in this long lever position. If that's too hard or if you feel pinching in your lower back, shorten it up. What you're trying to do is push into the floor so the tailbone comes off the ground and you're going to hold it. So from there you're going to rock on the spine. Right? Or it could be here. The main idea is you're trying to maintain that curve in the entire body. All right, here we go. Counting out 10 total. And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's hard to talk. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, that's series 1. Just so you know, there are 4 series total we're going to get through. So this is the longest one. We're just going to bang right through them all one more time. Starting with the bicycles, 3 different ways. Same number, 10 each. Starting full twist, elbow to knee, ready, set, and go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and shoulder to knee. Keep it going. A little bit more lift. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and no twist, nose to knee. 10, 9, 8. We're going to go right away into jackknives. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, jackknives right away. Here we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember these could be toe taps. 6, 7, 8, 9. Next one is twists. 10. Find your lever, find your arms, and go. 10. Finding the exhale. And this one's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and to finish, hollow rockers. And last one. Here we go. Find your hollow rocker position. Ribs down. Support the head or arms up. Find it, curve it, and rock it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ugh. It was really hard to talk doing that one. All right. That is the end of series number 1. Second series is going to be a bridge series. Okay, so getting into the bridge series, this should feel really nice after all that because we probably tensed out our hip flexors a little bit. So this is your opportunity to lengthen all that back out. We're starting off with sitting down. Heels are about hip width, maybe shoulder width apart. You could go a little wider if you wanted to. Then from here, hands are on the floor, shoulders are open. And then from here, you're going to roll up piece by piece through the spine. So starting with your tailbone first, then a little bit through the lower back, then a little bit through the upper spine, all the way up to your full press. You should feel a stretch at the top and then rolling all the way back down piece by piece. So starting with the upper spine should hit the floor, and then the mid spine, the lower spine, and then eventually the last thing to hit is your tailbone, okay? So it's a roll up all the way through. Try to keep that articulation. Imagine that it comes from lengthening your hip flexors first. So it lengthens and presses. We're doing all the way up and all the way down. We're doing 10 of those. And 9. Start to focus your attention and your press through the heels. 8, that'll make sure it comes from the back. 7, try to relax your feet. And 6. And 5. And 4. Feeling every part of the back. 3. 2. And this last one I'd like for you to hold up. Take your right leg, cross it over to figure 4, and it's a one leg press. Try to press the hips high. 10, all the way down, all the way up. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Now without stopping, this crossover leg is going to go to a full extension or a toe tap. So extend or here and do the same presses. So 10 or 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then both feet on the floor. We're going to do walkouts. Now keep your hips as high as possible and walk out as far as you can, keeping your feet flat to the floor, and then walk it back in. However many steps you want to take, it's completely up to you. You're just trying to keep the pelvis as high as possible. We're going to just do this for a couple of seconds. Keep on going. So what you're going to feel as you're doing this, you're going to feel your hamstrings start to engage with the glutes. So that pairing is part of that global core system that helps to stabilize everything. So that hamstring complex should be working the further your feet go out. About 2 more times walking out. Just keeping those hips super, super high. Don't let them drop. And up. Go out and back 1 more time. And then we're going to go and repeat everything and get that other leg. Ready? Starting with peel up, peel down. Here we go. Rolling through the spine all the way up. And rolling back down. That's 10, 9, all the way up, 8, 7, 6, 5, and 4, 3, and 2, and 1. From here, hold it up, cross the left leg over, figure 4, and press high all the way up, all the way down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Continuing the single leg press, either toe to knee or straight up. 10, 9, almost done with this series. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then we'll finish with about 5 walkouts. Here we go. Press the hips high and lead that left leg to walk out. And all the way back in. All the way back out. Keeping those hips super high. You should feel the back of the legs working. And up. Trying to prioritize the height of the hips before anything else. Doesn't matter how far you go out, it's the fact that you feel that engagement. 1 more time. All the way out. And all the way back. Isn't that fun? And bring it back. Go ahead and drop the knees from side to side just to loosen up anything in the low back that might be tensing up. Whew. And that is series number 2. We have 2 more series. We're going to go into a plank series next. Okay, so your plank series is going to be 30 seconds for each of these movements, so it's a timed drill. And there are 4 pieces. We're going to do it 1 time to the right, 1 time to the left. So I'm going to actually face this way so that you can kind of see what's going on. So your plank position, you want to make sure that your hands are nice and widespread. If If you need to lower down to your elbows, you totally can. We will be doing elevators today, so if you can, try and really suction cup your hands to the floor so it's a wide base of support rather than collapsing into the heel of the hand. That's the one thing to watch out for this. Your plank can be on your knees. As long as you've got a straight position between your knees, your hips, and your shoulders, you're good. If you want to, you can go into a full plank position. That's awesome. You can definitely do that. So, first exercise is, I'm gonna rattle out the exercises first. First one is gonna be shoulder taps. 30 seconds of those. Next one is gonna be elevators, alternating sides. So you go down to the elbow, up, and whatever arm you started with, you're now gonna go the opposite side. Da, 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 da. That's definitely one of the culprits where I know I have to watch myself. I love to pike in that one. Try to avoid that. No piking. Even if you have to drop down, that's totally fine. The third one, we're going to twist. You're going to go up to your side. So your side plank, you're going to finish your last elevator, go to the side, find your side plank. You could drop to one knee or both knees, as long as your hips don't fall back. No piking again. All right? And we're going to do hip dips. Blah, blah, blah. Then from there, reach under twists. Reach, grab something from your utility belt, and show it off, right? All the way down, and all the way up, okay? Nice and strong through that collarbone and shoulder area, okay? 30 seconds for each, that means 2 minutes of planking. It's horrible. Let's go and get started. Starting off with your shoulder taps, we start right now. So it doesn't matter how fast or slow you go, it really is just about controlling it, breathing, and not piking. For these ones, you want to watch how much you're teetering from one side to the other. If you teeter too much, it can be a little hard on your shoulders, so try to keep yourself centered. That also applies to this next one that's coming up. 3, 2, 1, elevators. Slow and controlled is often better than doing more. So you might just get through 3 or 4 of these sets, and that's okay. Almost done. One more time each side. Then we transition to our side plank. On one knee if you want to, start your hip dips. Over 2 knees. But either way, when you look down, you should see nice open hips. Hip flexors, nice and strong. Sorry, nice and open, that's the word. 10 more seconds, then we do reach unders for 30 seconds. We'll take a break and go to the other side. 5, 4, 3, and reach under. Let it twist, and then fully open up. Twist, and open. Twist, and open. You got 10 seconds left. 4, 3, 2, and 1, thank God. We should do that on the other side. Isn't that awesome? Ready to go? Other side. I'm gonna wait for my timer so that I can actually time this out, so I'm not cheating. Second round is when I cheat the most, so. All right, here we go. Go for it. So, shoulder taps. Try to maintain your center. 15 more seconds. Three, 2, and start your elevators. Remember to alternate arms. Slow is fine. It's quality rather than quantity. Fifteen seconds. All right, and stay down. Transition to your side plank. Here we go. So, hip dips. Super fun. They don't have to be big. I kind of think of the hip dips as just a reminder to my low back not to seize. It's really more about holding the stability of the position than anything else. Forty, Lou. 5, 4, 3, 2. You're not done yet. Reach under. And open the chest. Reach under. Open the chest. 15 more seconds. About like 3 more and you'll be done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh. Take a moment and breathe. Plank series is always the hardest. All right, that's 3 out of 4 done. All right, so series number 4 just basically takes all those little pieces that we worked on, front of the abdominals, back of the abdominals, side and twisting, we put it all together for balance. This is going to be hard because a lot of the muscles are already worked out. So if you balance and you're kind of wobbly, that's why. It's a good thing. So we're going to start off with a one-legged Romanian deadlift, and then the series is going to grow from there. So for this one, I'd like for you to go into either a toe tap position, and then from here, if you want to, you can go into a leg lift position from here, okay? Keep that standing knee nice and bent. If it locks out, this is going to be harder, and it's going to be less integration of musculature. So bend the knee softly, and then from here, the opposite arm is going to go down to tap the toe on the floor. So we're going to bring it down, tap your toe, and then bring it back up. So as you're doing this, you're hinging through the hip. I'm sending my hip back to tap the toe, so it's kind of like a one-legged squat. 30 seconds there, and then I'll kind of lead you through the rest of the series. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 parts to this. How fun. 30 seconds each. 2.5 minutes of balance. Take breaks when you need to. All right, 3, 2, and 1. 30 seconds. Just simple lower and bring it back up. And again, the same thing is, since we're integrating, it's quality of movement over quantity of repetitions. That's why we're timing it. It's only 30 seconds for each of these. So you can really focus on the lowering down. Usually if you lose balance, it's usually on the way down, because we as human beings are a little bit better at extension exercises. We have more control extending than we do decelerating. So down, and then back up. Slower is better. Now from here, hold the lower one down. Now we're going to do a tap to the back. So that back leg is going to go long, tap back and lift. Tap back and lift. Feather taps on the floor. So your abdominals are supporting the balance. Woo! It's hard for me to look at the timer and balance at the same time. All right, keep that going. Tapping. The next one is going to be a contract and reach. So 3, 2, 1, we go. Elbow to knee, and then reach out. Again, still balancing on that standing leg. Now, how low you go is up to you. You could be just standing and reaching. You're going to feel the burn. The balance is everything. Or you could be, for another 15 seconds, all the way out. Reaching long, all the way out. There's 2 more in this series, and it's going to go right away into the other side. But first, we have a little side action into a side cross sack. Just mild ones. There are ones where you lower all the way down. We're not doing those ones for this purpose. We're trying to tie it into the core, so long back as you go side to side, kind of cross sack style. So that means your pelvis is going flat side to side rather than up and down. It's kind of like you're swiping side to side for another 5 seconds. Then what we're going to do is your balancing leg is you're going to stand on it one more time. Stand on the balancing leg that you were on before, the one that's already burning. And then just little toe taps to the side. Keep your belly button in towards your spine. Oh my God. Now what we're going to do is we're going to retrograde back through all those exercises on the opposite leg. So that means in about 10 seconds, we're going to flip and do the toe taps on the other side. So it's the same set of exercises backwards on the other side. So to switch legs, I'd like for you to go onto the other leg. Start your feather taps. Trying your best not to put too much weight in that leg. So you don't want to be in a standing position. You're in a squat position, but your kickstand leg is lifting and lowering. You should feel this on your outer hips. You have about 10 more seconds on this side, then we'll go to the cross sacks next. They're not technically cross sacks, but I'm calling them that for the purposes of this. It's core class.
more than a leg class. All right, here we go. Cross side to side, just gliding through the hips. A little reminder for the deep, deep intrinsic muscles of the hips to release a little bit. Because when we get to the balancing on the other side, it's gonna wanna tense up. So 15 more seconds of these side to side shifts. Reminding the spine that it can stay long, but not tense. All right, from here, we're going to contract and out. Now we're gonna be balancing on the opposite leg. So, elbow to knee, reach long, or reach high, especially if you're feeling this in the low back. Give yourself the break. You've got 2 more exercises after this. Bring it in. Focus on reaching long and breathing into that length. Breathe. Breathe. 3, 2, and 1. Now from here, go down, toe tap to the back. Focusing on stability, like you're placing the floor where you want it. Hold it down, hold it there. In less than a minute, you're gonna be done. Actually, in 45 seconds, you're gonna be done. Relax the standing foot. All we do is one-legged RDLs on this side and you're done. 3, 2, find your balance, good luck. And you should be on the opposite leg now. Lower down into that squat. Whew. Don't fall like me. And bring it up. Toe tap down. And push into the floor to come up. Toe tap down. Not toe tap. Romanian deadlift down. God, I can't feel anything. This leg sucks for me. Everybody has their better balancing side. This is clearly not mine. And let it go. So that was 30 seconds for each of those exercises. Take a moment and stretch out what you need to. It could be in a standing position, just easy, easy drops of the shoulder from side to side. All those back supporting muscles. Relax. And from here, a little bit more narrow stance. Hands are still on the thighs. Give your body weight to your hands and start to go for a cat and cow. Tuck the chin. And then shoulders roll back. Just putting movement back into the spine. And let go. Roll it up when you're ready to. Finish off with whatever stretches you want to do. And that's all I got for you today. Thanks for joining me.